What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be replacing my old rear window washer nozzle and tubing with brand new parts. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take a quick look under here. If you see right up here, this is what we're going to be taking out. This is the nozzle right here and the tubing. Obviously I've already disconnected all of this because if you've been following, you would have seen that I would have already taken down the headliner. So the tubing that ran across the headliner has already been taken out. We have fresh new parts here, and we will be utilizing some of those parts from the old headliner today. It's basically one long tube that runs from the front of the vehicle all the way to the back of the vehicle. So we're going to take those parts off of here today, and then we're going to be putting it on the inside and holding it up with some zip ties. So if you've never seen the back of an Xterra headliner, this is what it looks like. Up here, that's where the passenger side would connect into, and it runs all the way along the headliner. You can see it's all taped in into the back, and that's where it's going to connect to the rear washer nozzle. So we're going to go ahead and take that off and get that zip tied along the ceiling, take the old parts out, then put the new parts back in. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you what I did real quick with the zip ties. Just get in here, hopefully the lighting's okay. So I have a zip tie right here. I need to put another one right there. And then, if you can see here in the back passenger, I have another one. I have another one right here. I have another one right here. And right there. And then one in the very back. So I think those positions are going to be okay. We'll find out here in a second when I put the tubing in. It might be a little janky, but it's just a stopgap until I can get the headliner put back up. So I've had a leak in that back nozzle, or at least that area, for probably about a year now. And I don't know if it's the connection where the nozzle is, or if it's one of the tubes that connects to it and it's just dry rotted. I still haven't seen that leak in action yet, just because I've had this, obviously I've had this cover on. So when I take all the pieces apart today, I might actually find where that leak originated from. But if you can see here on the back of this panel, so this is what covers up the brake light and that tubing in the back, but you can see that it's blue. And the reason it's blue is when I used to use my rear windshield washer, there was that leak. So some of it, so it would shoot out on the glass, but it'd also leak into here, and then inevitably when I would take a turn left or right, it would leak on the inside in my glass. So anyways, and that's one of the main reasons that I want to go ahead and replace this stuff today, so I know I have brand new parts and I can actually utilize my rear windshield washer. Alright, so let's go ahead and put that long tubing in, and then get everything taken out and then put back in the rear. Alright guys, we undid this hose right here from the rear washer nozzle. I took some little needle nose pliers and then got this first clip out, and then as you can see, once that first clip was out, it just pops right out. And then so we're going to go ahead and remove this whole grommet, and tubing piece right here. Alright, and you probably can't see it, but there's one more grommet right here we're going to have to pop out. There you go, right there, the little grommet. And you know, more than likely you don't have to replace this piece. I mean, it looks fine, it looks like it was sealing properly, but I figured if I'm going to get one piece new, I might as well get the whole kit. So that's what we did. Alright, so that's pretty much it. So we're just going to put everything back in the way that we took it out, make sure all the connections are nice and tight. Then go ahead and shut this rear hatch and use the rear wiper and nozzle. Make sure that it functions properly, we don't have any leaks, and then we're going to call it a day. Alright guys, as you can see, we got it all hooked up to the rear nozzle, and down through here, and then connected to the front of the system. Now I haven't tightened these up yet. I want to make sure that this is going to work properly before I tighten everything down. So I'm going to go crank it up, and then we're going to see if we got any leaks or not. And as long as we don't, that's a success. We're going to go from there. Alright, well, like always, when I try to do something, it doesn't just go as smoothly as plug and play, which is what I was hoping for. But this right here is the old one. This is obviously the new one. So the old one, both of these sprayers kind of point inwards. It might not look like it here, but they kind of point inwards and more down, almost kind of a cross-eyed. And this one kind of points down, but then towards the outer edges. So when I was spraying it, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but that puddle right there is windshield washer fluid, and then somewhere around here is some other. So this nozzle right here, it wasn't even contacting the window, which obviously doesn't do us any good. So I'm going to replace the old one again, make sure there's no leaks, and see if that one works properly. All right, hopefully from that last shot, you could see that the old washer nozzle worked perfectly and hit the glass compared to the new one. I don't know why that is. Maybe just defective, or maybe I ordered the wrong part for the wrong year, and maybe it's just made a little different. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go look. I'm gonna have to go look back at my receipts just to see. But either way, the old one's back in. It's nice and snug. There's no leaks. Ran it a couple times, as you saw. So I'm gonna go ahead and snug up the rest of this tubing on the inside of the Xterra, and that's gonna be it for the day. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video today. Super easy install. If you already have your headliner in and that long tube, and all you have to do is replace these, maybe 5 minutes max and you're finished. Unlike me, just make sure you have the right parts, and maybe those were the right parts and they just didn't fit properly. I'm not really 100% sure, but we got the old nozzle back in, all the tubing reconnected, and we have absolutely no leaks. So that is what I wanted today, to get it to where it is functional again and I can actually use it. As you would have seen, I did get to install the panel piece back over the brake lights and that tubing, so that is one less panel I have in my garage, and I know my wife will be happy to hear that. And I know that I've been concentrating more on small repairs and maintenance here recently, but to me it's all the same: small repairs, big modifications. It all needs to get done at some point in time, so I'm trying to knock it out when I have the time so we can get this thing off-road worthy. With that being said, I have priced a new set of wheels and tires, and hopefully should be pulling the trigger on that very soon. Now, I know that I've been asking you guys for suggestions on wheels, tires, suspension, stuff like that in previous videos. Leave your guesses down below on the wheel and tire combo that you think I'm going to be putting on my Xterra. Also, I'd like to give a big shout out to all 77 subscribers. I really appreciate y'all's support. Also, for everyone that's been sharing these videos, I've been getting a lot of views here recently, which also helps the channel. So if you did enjoy this video, please share it with your friends, share it in your forums. Also, give the video a like. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel for more repairs, more upgrades, and soon to be more modifications for the Nissan Xterra. And as always, thank you for watching.